Welcome back, guys, and I'm Kiran. Today, here we are with Nanny Parker on Wise Talk. Last week, we had really good conversation on positive awareness. Today, we're gonna take it a bit further and on.
Could I ask you a question?
Yes, please, Nanny.
One of the things I was just wondering, you know the way everyone is into superheroes these days?
Yes.
Do you have a superhero?
Oh, wow. I do have a superhero. I like Superman. Well, though it's fictional, but yes, I do love Superman.
Okay, tell me what you like about Superman. What you love about Superman.
Okay, that's a good question. But honestly speaking, Superman got really good powers, which he used for humanity and for a good kind.
Right.
Yes. Why was that question though?
Well, I was just wondering, would you like to have superpowers?
Wow, that's
Have you ever thought about
why
having
not?
superpowers?
Why not? Really, I would love to have some superpowers.
Right. Well, it's really interesting that that's something that we actually can get superpowers. And the way we get superpowers is through our meditation. Remember last week we were talking about how we need to connect with the self, we need to turn the mind within, and we need to access our true nature and the qualities that we have inside of us. Well, what if I told you that not only do we have qualities, but we have powers as well?
Wow. That sounds something interesting, and I would really love to. Even my audience love to know about that. So what kind of superpowers? How many superpowers? I'm really excited to know about that. Can you take us on the powers today?
Okay, well, I think we might start with that today. There are 8 main powers. There are many powers that we can have. And I suppose the first thing I would really like to say about powers is that power is something that can only be exerted over myself. If I try to exert power over you, it ceases to become power and it becomes force. So that's the first understanding that we need to have about powers, that it's only something that is to do with me, myself. So we talk about 8 main powers, and I thought maybe we would start with the first one.
Why not? So a quick question before we start.
Yes.
So is this power gained through meditation, or that these all powers are within us but we don't know that? I'm super curious about this.
Yeah,
Trust me.
sure. It's a good question. And essentially, these powers are within us. But of course, meditation is the process by which we access everything that is within us. Because most of the time, we're focusing outside of ourselves. We're busy with our work. We're busy with relationships. And we don't think about the strengths that we have within us. So meditation actually provides that opportunity for us to stop and connect with what's within us, the qualities and the powers.
Wow. So yes, I'm super excited.
Good,
Yeah.
good. This is good. Well, the first power actually is the power to withdraw. And of course, we have posters that demonstrate this, and the poster that the figure, the image that represents the power to withdraw is a tortoise. And
wow.
he's, you know, a tortoise, when it's active and alert, it's got a long neck and a little head, and its limbs are visible. You can see what he is, but of course he's got a hard shell on his back. So what does the tortoise do when he feels vulnerable? Now, when we feel vulnerable, there are 2 occasions that we'll feel vulnerable. One is if we sense danger, and the other is if we want to sleep. So what do you think the tortoise does if he either senses danger or wants to sleep?
He just go inside his shell.
Exactly, exactly. He withdraws into his shell. So it's a very good image that describes this power to withdraw. So what do I do if I am in a situation of conflict, maybe, and I'm finding things just a little bit too much for me? Or even if I just want to recharge my batteries, then I can withdraw within and connect with the self.
That's nice.
And basically what it does is it just helps me to recenter myself. It helps me to just refocus on who I truly am. And it energizes me actually. And then I can look further at the situation with a lot more calmness and a lot more assurance.
Mm-hmm.
Do you remember last week we talked about counting to 10?
Yes.
Well, it's a bit like that.
Okay. So I'm a bit confused here. So power to withdraw, does it relate to letting go something? Because as you said, if we are in between conflict or anything like that, and we should withdraw ourselves from that. So am I doing it like letting go things, or it's different power?
We're actually going to talk about letting go things maybe next week.
Okay.
This week I just wanted to focus on this concept of withdrawing into the self. And basically it's about reconnecting with my own power, my own internal power, because as I say, we forget when we focus outside of ourselves. And it gives me peace, because again, I'm connecting with my peace. It gives me calmness. And another thing it gives me is clarity, so that I can actually see situations as they truly are without getting too close to them.
Okay.
Now, you're a photographer. You would know about this. You know when an image is too close, we can't see it clearly.
Yeah.
So we need to have perspective.
Exactly.
Well, that's what the power to withdraw does. It gives us that opportunity to gain a better perspective on the situation that I find myself in.
Yes. Yeah, it's we never thought about this thing, isn't it? Right. So another one quick question coming in my mind about this power is, like, as you said, conflicts, and usually main thing in our life, we are peaceless because of personalities in our life, or like things don't happen by our own perspective or something like that. So how easy it is to withdraw yourself from any situation, and what's the key for that? What awareness we should have so that we can ignite that power within ourselves?
I think it's what we were talking about last week. One of the first things that we do is we focus on our breathing, and that helps us to turn our mind within. And all of the time, our thoughts are self-talk. So I can choose what I want to talk to myself about, and I can start by saying, I am a peaceful soul. And once I do that, then that vibration is awakened. It's rather like all of these beautiful treasures are in a box within. And once I focus on that, then the lid opens and all these treasures come out. The qualities come out and the powers come out. But the power to withdraw is probably the first and fundamental one, because it gets me to access the treasures that are within me.
Cool. So that was really awesome to know that we got first power about power to withdraw. And so what will be your wise tip on this, the power to withdraw?
Well, one of the things that I have been thinking about, that I like to remind myself as well as reminding others, is to be very kind and gentle with yourself.
Wow. Actually, when you're talking about the power to withdraw, actually I was thinking of how can I use this power to be a kind. And that's what it says, like when you're in conflict and when you withdraw, we don't argue. I think that's what my conception about power to withdraw. You withdraw yourself and you don't argue. You be kind to a person who are you in conflict with, or be kind to yourself. Am I right?
Yes, yes.
Absolutely.
So that's something to practice with the
Yes.
next week.
Thank you. Thank you so much. Thank you so much, guys, for being with us. And please like, share, and subscribe our Voice Talk. And please do comment and let us know what else you want to know from our nanny. Thank you so much.